Hey YouTube, what's going on? Boston Joe here. I'm in the middle of replacing all the brakes on this 2005 Tahoe, and I just came up with something that I want to show you because you may have just Googled it and found this video. And what that is the rear rotors on a mid-2000s Tahoe, Silverado, GMC Sierra, Suburban, all those. The rear rotor can be very difficult to remove, and I'm going to show you why. And once you know why, it'll be easy to remove, and I'll show you how to do that. So your rear rotors look like this. There's a large center section that covers the hub, and what it's doing is it's actually encasing a band type brake system that is your emergency brake. And your emergency brake is actuated by this spring and cable setup. So you'll Google this, how to remove rotor, and the first thing everyone will tell you is release the emergency brake. And then you're in frustration and you say, it is released. So then you're like, what next? Then they'll say, make sure you remove the retaining. Sometimes this one has 160,000 miles, so they were already removed. But sometimes around two of the lug nuts, you might have a retaining, piece that would hold the rotor just in place. Really, all that does is keep it in place while you're putting your wheel on. Once you put your wheel on and tighten it against the rotor, that's actually what's holding the rotor in place over the whole assembly. So what's happening is if you're having a difficult time getting the rotor off, yours probably looks like mine. And as you can see with mine, I'm in New England. We have salty, cold conditions in the wintertime, so you get a lot of rust and corrosion. You can actually see the backing plate behind the emergency brake is actually rotting away. I'm not too worried about that right now. Basically, I want to get the brakes on here. It's a car with 160,000 miles. I'm actually doing all four brakes and calipers. You won't not necessarily be doing that. I am, because the fluid in my vehicle had never been changed by the previous owner, and because the boiling point had gone down, the fluid was getting hot, and then eventually you end up with the pistons and the calipers getting stuck out. But before I go off on that, because you can make a whole nother video on that, I'll show you exactly what's happening. So the rust and corrosion on the inside of the rotor, basically, a lot of you never even apply the e-brake. You put the car in park and you're not really worried about the e-brake. Maybe on a hill every once in a while, or if you're in a steep driveway or something, you might do it. So what happens over time is the inside of the rotor actually just rusts and corrodes, and then it's that rust and corrosion that gets caught up on your emergency brake. So that's exactly what's happening. Now that you know that, I'll show you a very simple solution. It just takes time and a little patience, and you'll get the thing off. So let me show you that. Another way for me to show you what's going on with the rear brakes here and why you can't get this rotor off is to show you the brand new rotor. The rear brand new rotor, as you can see on the inside, has a machine surface as well, where that band sort of brake, if people remember drum brakes, it's kind of like that, except this is a one-piece thing that slides up there, and there's not so many springs and clamps and everything you can lose. I hated those things. But anyway, if you take a look at your new rotor and you see this surface, that's the surface that, from non-use, that's actually rusting and corroding. That is what's stopping the rotor from coming off. And you just simply need to use the next thing I'm about to show you to just break that stuff free. Okay, basically, this is the exact same rotor. If the passenger side gives me a little difficulty as well. I'll videotape that and possibly include that on this video. And what I did was I kind of tapped out a lot of the dust or the rust and corrosion that was making me hang up on my initial time. So this is going to come off a lot easier now, but I've got to be able to show you exactly what I did, because without that, you might as well just be reading this on the internet. Always make sure that the vehicle is on jack stands. You got the front wheel chocked, because as you can see, to get in good position, sometimes you're slightly under the vehicle and you want to be safe at all times. So once I figured out what it really was that was stopping this rotor from coming off, you know, basically I could see it wiggling and I could see it wanted to come off a little bit. You know, it was kind of loose and everything like that, and I could see that the lug nuts were staying still. So I got myself, I find this, I probably use this on every automotive job that I do. It's a dead blow hammer. You can use any rubber mallet. I like this one because it has metal beads, something heavy in there, that when you hit, you can actually feel that it has a lot more force because of the beads that go back and return. So anyway, you want to try and pull this off as evenly as possible. So yours might not even be stuck that hard. If you just make sure you pull it off nice and even, that might be your solution. You might be all done right there and it comes right off, and then you're home free. Mine was not, I was not so lucky. And if you've Googled, Yahoo, Binged, or whatever this exact topic, you probably are frustrated and haven't had very much luck either. So anyway, I grabbed the left-hand side because as I'm hitting, I'm trying to bring this off evenly. And then I just start tapping with the hammer. And as I did it, I could see that it's moving a little bit. So then, with my other hand, I'm actually just pulling. Now, you know, you might have to tap on this side, but I didn't. This is loosening up that dust and corrosion, that rust, so that it would come off. And then eventually, mine was tough the whole way long. So that might be what you're experiencing. And then eventually, bang, you're home free. So hopefully that helps. But once you, hopefully too, once I showed you what's actually inside, you'll understand what's happening, and it'll be much easier for you to get it off. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and good luck getting your rotor off. I hope this video helped you. If it did, hit subscribe, and I'd love to see you hit that bell to get alerts when I post new stuff, because whenever I do stuff in the garage that I think is hard and I've actually tried to figure out how to do, and I think somebody else might benefit from it, that I usually make a video of it. So hopefully you guys like that, and I'll talk to you soon.